Hey guys, it's Empress. Guess what? I'm doing the first, or maybe not the first on this channel, but not even the first in this journey. We're gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna do like Madonna homegirl, or ex-homegirl, Cher said, turn back time. Y'all ready? Let's get to it.
More than a statement, it's a way of life. Celebration. Mr. Jackson talking.
Alright, so I had posted an interview with the Today Show 1997 promoting Ibiza was happening, and in the comments some of y'all are like, whoa, wait a minute, Empress, wait, you missed some kind of pivotal interviews in between that time story and the release of the movie, because by this point with the Today Show interview, Madonna had already had her daughter. I was like, oh, okay, Mom, wow. And y'all like, yeah, let's turn back time. Right? So we gonna start this thing off with this Primetime Live 1995 interview as we head into 2025, 30 years ago almost. Wow, it's crazy, right? Anyway, y'all here for it, right? Consider this my gift to you all in the journey with me. Shout out to the Impressionists. Let's go.
Do you feel this notorious biological clock?
Absolutely.
Well, what time is it then?
It's time.
And later, Primetime, now from TV1 in New York, Diane Sawyer.
It's so easy to imagine the Madonna who strikes the pose.
Back when
the Madonna who creates the
old
music,
school
the outrage,
host
and controls all that money.
right, so to speak.
But for some reason, it's hard to remember that she's also a 37-year-old woman who goes home at the end of the day, shuts the door, and like the rest of us, dreams a dream in the dark.
Dang, it's crazy. So Madonna 37 right now. This interview again, I think the last interview I just saw, y'all was like she was 40. I'm like, whoa, dang. So Madonna really did have kids later in life, right? Because by the time she gets pregnant, it's already a geriatric pregnancy, right? And dang, like it's so crazy. Like start the journey. The girl's what, 24, 25, right? Let's go.
And that's the woman you are going to meet tonight. With Forrest Sawyer, Madonna remembering a little girl whose mother died when she was 5 years old, a marriage to Sean Penn that couldn't be sustained, and looking ahead and wondering about the highest tightrope she's ever walked, her starring role in the film Evita.
So serious.
Tú piensas que yo
Spanish version.
I had a dream. This is ridiculous. Why am I dreaming about these things? But I dreamt that I opened up Billboard magazine and my song had dropped to number 3 and Whitney Houston's had gone to number 1. And then I went down to my voice teacher's, her studio where I take lessons, and I walked in and she was humming Whitney Houston's song. And I was devastated. This is what I'm dreaming about.
Sound like a woman dreaming about work to me.
Even though Madonna's already recording the Spanish version of the hit single from her new album, Something to Remember, she is still anxious. It's not easy to survive being called lewd or blasphemous or an outrageous exhibitionist and still stay on top. But Madonna has.
Yeah, she looks so classy, right? It's like, wow, the maturity, the growth, right? Like, it's so crazy to see. And Madonna look good here. So keep it real with me. Was some work getting done here? Because Madonna looks really good. I mean, she looks her age, but she looks good, like recognizable. Still like Madonna, but like the older, mature version, right? All right, let's go.
A lot of what your work is about image in some fashion.
Well, I'm a visual artist.
And you keep reinventing yourself. Is that a fair way to put it?
No, I think that's a really boring way to put it. I get so exasperated.
Let me just speak on that real quick. Yeah, I agree. I don't think reinvention, the term, when it comes to Madonna, I wouldn't say boring to me. I would call that like a cheap shot, right? Because basically it's them saying that, oh, her talent is not being able to write, produce, and visualize, right? It's more so, oh, she has the ability just to hop on a trend and change with the time. But like, to me, that's cheap because it's discounting the art. And again, that's why when I started this journey, I was one of those kind of like, oh, Madonna, like, it's a talent, really, that like, I hadn't heard about her, right? Queen of Reinvention, what they call her. And throughout this journey, of course, I've been like, oh, wow, I respect it. All right, anyway, let's finish.
When I hear that I'm reinventing myself. It's like...
Well, you're not just getting a dye job, you know. I mean, these are completely different looks.
But so any girl that like reads Vogue magazine, I mean, you know, you change with the times. New clothes come out, you get interested in different fashion, you want to change the color of your hair, and for some weird reason, people connect that with some sort of negative connotation, like some sort of like conscious manipulation of people, which it absolutely is not. I can't tell you how far from the truth that is.
Calculating is the word they use.
Calculating. Well, that's another way, you know, I'm calculating, I'm controlling, I'm ambitious. It's not a bad thing to want to control things. It's not a bad thing. I mean, we are all manipulative in our everyday life with people. You're manipulating me right now in this interview. And exactly. And when you look at, for instance, look at Robert De Niro or look at any great actor who completely reinvents themselves for their roles in their movies. When he does it, it's looked at as art. When I do it, it's looked at as evil and manipulative.
And so is that hard?
To deal with? Well, yeah, I mean, it's not pleasant. I'm sure you get it at least a little bit. I mean, everyone's jealous of anyone that's doing well.
Yeah, but, I mean, what you get is a rainstorm of stuff. Periodically, people come...
If Princess Diana can take it, I can.
Here's the conventional wisdom. Madonna has this sense of where the culture is and what's acceptable, particularly sexually. And she has, in the past, certainly pushed the envelope just that little bit further, kind of every step.
Right.
And that is intentional.
So before she answered, it is 100%. Like, now I will stand behind that. Madonna, and now throughout her career, which I'm seeing, yes, she was very calculated. She knew exactly when to drop the boom, except again, we talk about like the misstep of what is now being looked at as like, oh, artistic, blah, blah. The sex era, right? She had to go through it, whatever. I call it a misstep, but that was life, right? That's a part of the journey. We'll still be talking about Madonna, but that's just a part of the journey. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, yes, like, I hope Madonna do own like, I can't help if I know the post, I know when to bring the right people around me, when to execute, right? Isn't that a great businessman, right? Isn't that a CEO? Isn't that what they do? All right, let's go. Well,
sometimes it's been intentional and sometimes it hasn't. For instance, when I was doing my Justify My Love video, I never set out to push the envelope, piss people off, annoy people. But I swear to you, I didn't.
Now, I can kind of maybe believe this. The part I can believe 100% is, if I remember, y'all said she ended up selling this video, right? Because they wouldn't play it on MTV or they only played at 12, but the video itself became a million seller. Now, I do believe that, like, she didn't set out to sell the video, so to speak, but I know she knew that this video was going to piss people off. Because what video at the time was like this? Like, come on now.
Ready. And then when it came out and it like shocked so many people, and people were, reacting such an outrage, that's when it sort of like pushed my buttons and made me want to sort of push things further, because I thought that is such hypocrisy.
I think that you actually had dug some new ground. And when you were moving toward putting out the book Sex, there was a lot of interest.
Yes, well,
right? I mean, they're interested in subject to begin with, and they're interested that we're going to explore.
No, I'm sure they were all like saying, okay, now what is she going to come up with? And will we tie her to the whipping post?
So how did that affect your career? How did that affect you?
Suddenly I was pigeonholed or labeled as this woman, this raving nymphomaniac who's obsessed with sex. And
so that was already there, right, in the 80s, like a version, that was there. But just in my kind of, not even hindsight because I didn't experience this, but just in me reliving this journey, it intensified things. Am I right? Like, I feel like the sex maniac was always there, a part of, right, the boy toy image for her, right? People would put her in that. But this had took it to like a whole nympho lane that she wasn't in prior to that.
And shocking people. So I did think that I needed to sort of go away in a certain sense and kind of rethink how I was going to continue as an artist.
The conventional rap is Madonna sings, you bet.
I love that honesty there, right? How was I going to continue as an artist? Like, I know my girl was hurting during that period because it's like, whoa, wait a second, hold on. When y'all told me Bad Girl flop, I said, what? How? The video flawless, right? And even if that isn't one of Madonna's strongest ballads per se, that was Madonna. Like, at that time, before that sex era, Madonna, I feel like, could release anything and it was going to be top 10, period. Let's go.
Dances, terrific. Puts on a show that'll knock your socks off.
Cook some mean spaghetti.
Some hellacious spaghetti. Acting, I don't know.
Well, I don't blame them for thinking that. They haven't seen me in very many good movies. I don't disagree with them.
Again, appreciate the honesty. I still stand by it right now. I haven't seen the video yet. Just for Chick and Susan. Madonna's best role to me. Madonna playing Madonna. And shout out to the part she had in not something to remember. What's the movie called? A League of Their Own, May, right? Madonna is character. Yeah. Oh, and Breathless Mahoney, a Madonna is character. Like, I feel like as long as Madonna was playing Madonna, then the movie would be straight, right? Like, anyway.
But there's a difference between being in bad movies and being a bad actress. I don't think I'm a bad actress. I think I've been in a lot of bad movies.
It certainly puts pressure on your next venture.
Yeah, it does.
A lot. And you're taking a swipe at a pretty big project.
Well, the good thing about Evita is that it is a musical. So
let me just pause it real quick. So I feel like Madonna was getting like a Susan Lucci type rap, right? It's like, dang, y'all want me to show up and lose already? Like, come on.
People will be more accepting of me in that role because so much of it is about music.
Describe it here for me.
See? Smart, strategic, calculated, right? Like, I'm a music artist. Like I just said, Madonna doing Madonna. A lot of y'all in the comments are saying like, Empress, if you watch it, it's kind of safe because it's a long video, right? There we go.
Ron, describe her.
I mean, psychoanalysis.
Yeah, what kind of woman is she?
Desperate, misunderstood, generous.
She had a drive about her.
Yes.
She was a little hurt by life.
Hugely hurt. Yeah.
Any of this sound familiar at all to you?
Yes, of course.
It just struck me, when I was describing Eva Peron, and I said she was hurt by life.
Yes.
I watched how you reacted to that.
Yes, Dr. Sawyer. How did I react?
Well, you sort of took it in a bit.
Well, Yeah, of course. I mean, believe me, I've done extensive research about her, and
No, actually, I'm thinking of you.
okay.
And why do you feel hurt by life?
Why am I so hurt? I think, losing my mother at a very young age was a devastating experience, and I really did feel completely abandoned at that point in my life, and
And I think about this sometimes, right? Being a mom now. Okay, you know what I'm saying that, right? But being a mom now of a young daughter, right? Y'all know baby Empress will be 2 in February. Shout out to my girl. Anyway, I always think like, God forbid, if something were to happen to me, she's so young, she would not know how much, I love her, right? How much her dad loves her. Like, we love her intensely with our whole being. And to know, like, I'm quite sure Madonna's mom just doting on her, loved her, right? Because was Madonna like the baby of her family, or was there some other, like her sisters came after? Either way, her mom loved her, you know what I mean? Like, and for her to grow up kind of feeling like, dang, like a wonder about her mom, as a mom, it's heartbreaking because like, dang, like, her mom poured into her, as much as she could, and she doesn't even remember it. Like, that's a true tragedy. But anyway, let's go.
sure that has influenced every decision that I've made, and sort of left me with a feeling, a hunger, a longing, a feeling of emptiness. You sort of grow up being afraid to love things because they're gonna leave you, and maybe that's why I overreact to things. I'm oversensitive to things because a lot of times I think, are both of your parents still alive?
Yeah.
Are you close to them?
I am.
Yeah. Isn't it great to be able to call them up? And I don't know, I don't know if you call your mother all the time, but it's so,
I call my mother all the time.
yeah, well, I'm constantly, in these situations where I'm completely frustrated and absolutely no one can come to my rescue and make me feel better. And I always say, God, I wish I had a mother that I could call. And I don't.
What do you do then? You're by yourself.
Yes.
Can you reach out to anybody?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have incredible friends.
Man, but come on, it's not fair. Like, you can have all the friends, all the aunties, but that's not your mom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not.
Is there any place at all? Because this is important. This is important for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any place at all where you can go to feel
Safe. This is such a good question. And I think I should just cancel my shrink appointment. Is there any place I can go that's safe? No, not really. I suppose. Well, that's not true. I have a sister who's married and she has a son, and they live in Los Angeles. And she's the closest thing. She has the personality of my mother, and she, when I really want to, like, when I'm desperate, I run to her house, and because she has the, to me, the warmth of a family and a real nurturing environment around her, and she's not connected to the business, and so I can go to her house and lay on the couch and watch stupid movies with her son and dinosaur movies and really, in a way, feel safe and away from everything.
If you look back over your life, is there one true love that stands out?
Absolutely. Sean.
Nobody comes close.
No.
Could anybody come close?
So I'm not even gonna front. in the journey, if y'all been following the journey, I feel like that's the first time Madonna really shocked me was when she got married. I was like, huh, Tashawn? Like, what? Like, as she's climbing, finally getting there, she gets married? Like, what? Like, that blew my mind still in the journey. Like, wow, for again, all the ambition, right? The hardness that's associated with Madonna, right? Was really not hard stuff. But you're like, wow, again, the love always wins things happen, right? Because it's like for all the drive, focus, ambition, right? The playing of the people, right? Because we're not gonna front. Madonna did kind of do some stepping and some cross talking to get what she needed to be, right? That's fine. It's a part of the journey. And it's like, wow, she really married this dude, really? But anyway, let's go.
Why not?
I don't know. Sometimes people close down.
No,
Sometimes people
I'm
put
absolutely not closed down. No. I'm an incurable romantic.
This does raise the question of meeting men. Is that a problem? Men being the way they are.
It's not a problem meeting them. It's a problem meeting one of them is, someone who's not an ass.
I have some friends that would agree.
You know, there are certain stereotypes that people are going to have to wait over.
In terms of me.
Yeah.
I know. That's
I mean, they think they walk in the apartment, there's going to be a whip collection on the wall.
Yes. A couple of cages.
That sort of
Lots of
thing.
burning handles.
So they have to get past that.
Yeah, they do. And if they can't, then that's their problem. Because I'm so much more than that. I'm not even that. When I meet people and I get to know them, they always say, God, you're so sweet. You're so vulnerable. And my thing is, God, can't you see that? Can't you see that in everything that I do? I mean, it's
Facts. I've always said this since the beginning of the journey, since I started watching these interviews, especially, I found Madonna to be not only vulnerable, very intelligent, very witty, right? And in a sense, very like logical. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good word. Very logical. And the vulnerability also, again, that's why I love to listen to the albums before watching videos. The vulnerability was always there in the music, just especially in those early albums, like just oozing out. Anyway.
I think it's obvious.
If things look the way you really want them, would you marry again?
Yeah, definitely.
Family?
Definitely.
Amigos?
Absolutely.
What if you don't meet the right guy?
Well, then I'll adopt a baby. Or two. But I'm sure I'll meet the right guy. I'm sure of it.
She's not doing that, right?
Do you feel this notorious biological clock?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Well, what time is it then?
It's time.
You mean pretty much now?
Yeah, but now I have to do this movie.
And then after the movie?
After the movie, I'm going to put a couple of ads in the New York Times, Village Voice, who knows.
I just want to know, some of y'all been around longer than me. Point me to the famous interview where a man who's at the top of his game, right, in any aspect of entertainment or business, and he's asked, "You feel your clock burning?" A man with no children. But biological clock burning? Like, come on, man. But women still go through that to this day. Let's go.
He's going to apply for, the fatherhood gig.
Somewhere in that mix, your music, at a certain point when it's not as hot or as commercially successful as it is now, and it happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm. It happens to me.
Does that cause you to want to back off, to bail out?
No. I love music.
Okay. And by the way, if you're thinking of applying for that fatherhood gig, Primetime will not be screening the applicants. Write Madonna directly.
So cringe.
Coming up.
All right. Yeah, so drop the comments down below. Y'all know how we do. Let's chop it up in the comments. Anything that y'all want to discuss, stood out to y'all in this interview, point it out, call it out. Yeah, and like I said, we're about to go through some of these quote unquote highlight moments of these interviews. So stay tuned for the next one. Hope everybody's out there feeling good, staying safe, and I'll see you guys next time.